Hi everyone. I got an excellent question on Twitter the other day, which was how do I build confidence in suiting up in public? It's a great question, and it brought back memories of when I got my first fox suit almost 10 years ago. And recently, when I got Riley made, this character you see here, who was made by 8-Bit here in Australia, um, she was my first time bringing a female character out into the world. So I can definitely relate to the level of anxiety that I felt the first time I brought her out into the world. So, first things first, we need to understand that anxiety is normal and we're guaranteed to experience it whether we like it or not. Unfortunately, our brains are just wired for it from the days where we would be hunting for food and there was a chance that getting any closer to that watering hole that we all just feel a bit anxious about would kill us because inside the water was alligators or crocodiles, or nearby there was a tiger waiting for us. And it's just kind of the way our brain was built, and it worked back then. It doesn't work that well now. So we'll be walking about and we'll think about applying for a job, and instantly we have anxiety knowing that we'll have to do a job interview. Or we'll do our taxes and boom, we have a rush of anxiety about dying, even though we're not going to die. It's just the taxation office, nothing to fear. And the same goes for dressing up like this. We're still going to experience the anxiety, not all the time, but we're opening ourselves up to experiencing some anxiety. So first things first, we need to know that yes, I might feel this anxiety. I might be embraced by this anxiety. It might be holding me so tight I can barely breathe. And that's okay. We can't get rid of it. All we can do is breathe slower and say, well, I guess this is with me right now. There's nothing else I can do about it but continue to move on. Now, if you have a psychologist, you'd want to speak to them about something like acceptance and commitment therapy, which is, if I'm not mistaken, that's the technique used in learning to live alongside these emotions. Now, so that's the anxiety side of it. Now we get up to the part about, well, we're dressed up now in an animal costume. It's pretty unusual. People aren't expecting to see it when they're out and about. Now, if they were at a festival, like a carnival, they're going to think, oh, that's pretty normal. That's just one of the workers here. Like I was celebrating my 30th the other day. I was on a cruise ship. Thank you to my mum who had booked that for me. And I brought my fox with me. Everyone on the boat was thinking that I was one of the workers. So everyone's asking for photos and they're asking me for directions on how to get around the ship. And I tell them, I'm not one of the ship people. I'm one of you, and I'm just as lost as well. We'd all have a laugh, and that was just it. But time and place. So it's only natural when we're out and about, just in the city, for example, or in town, people are going to be a little bit confused, possibly feel a little bit threatened as well. And that comes to the fact that if they're not expecting it and they can't see your face, they're not going to feel 100% confident in talking to you. And that's okay. We can't change how they're thinking or feeling. We can try, but we can't guarantee that we can ever change any thoughts or feelings of anyone else other than ourselves. So when we're out and about, we need to appreciate that not everyone's going to feel comfortable. Not everyone's going to think this is okay. And that's okay. Now, when people come up to us, and this is ignoring all of the positive interactions that we have where people want hugs or they want photos, or, it's a family and they, want a photo of the whole family with this beautiful, fluffy character that's running around. When we look at the not so nice encounters, the negative encounters, whether we like it or not, they're going to rear their heads up at some point. Now, one thing that I've learned in dealing with humans is that we as a species feel the need to be heard. When we're arguing, or when we're complimenting, or when we're just having a conversation, we all feel the need to be heard. And the moment that someone comes up to you and starts saying things that might possibly be triggering or might be not so great, they have a voice that they're wanting to be heard. And so for me, the way that I deal with these people is I mirror what they're saying back to them. Just simply by saying, hey, just to make sure we're on the same page, you're saying X, Y, and Z. Is that right? There's a few ways you can go about mirroring, but that's just a very, very grey example of one. Now, when you do that and they repeat themselves, they're going to feel a little bit more heard than they did before. That opens them up to conversation, assuming that you do want to have a conversation with them. Now, in my case, I do. I love talking to people. And so it's a great opportunity for me to clear some doubt if they're open to that. Now, if they're not open to that, then I'll say, look, I don't know whether or not I don't know what you've experienced and I don't know what you've heard, but all I can do is offer you my insight, because that's all I've got. So unfortunately, anything other than that, I'm sorry, I can't help you. Now, my other way of dealing with these people, if I really don't want to talk to them, is if they say anything that's a little bit triggering or a bit of an insult or abusive, I'll laugh at them, at the joke or the insult that they've given, and I'll, depending on if it's not too politically incorrect, I'll joke in a way that half agrees with them without completely agreeing with them, and then say, look, man, I don't get paid enough for this shit. Anyway, you have a good day. And I'll just walk away. So now they think that I might actually be paid for an event that's running somewhere here. Whether or not they believe that's another thing, but they're not expecting the person that they're insulting to actually agree with them. Now, that's, be careful in doing that, because you could spark further conversations from them, further engagement. Now that they may feel you've actually gained their trust. But as a very simple, quick and easy conflict resolution, that's what I do. Now, more prevalent than any of this, regardless of the anxiety, regardless of the sorts of people that we're going to be experiencing when we're out and about, dressed this way, is the fact that yes, we're going to experience anxiety the first time we do something that's really quite scary. But if we do these things in small, bite-sized pieces, the more we can focus on these small moments of happiness and these little micro wins of, gee, you know, I was out for only 30 minutes or an hour and I had some lovely people come up to me asking for photos. Ignore any of the negative experiences you had. Just focus on the positives. If the positive is no one came up to you, celebrate that too. You have to, because the more we focus on these positives, the more we can reward ourselves by saying, hey, that was actually pretty good. And there are positives there. Our brain will then start to lay on top of the original anxiety and the original depression or trauma or whatever it might be that's at play here. And we'll start to rebuild a new bridge away from where that anxiety is normally leading. So we focus on doing a repetitive activity. So going out in suit, whether it be with a whole bunch of other people, or whether it just be with a friend, or in my case, I go suiting alone. That's really just what I do. The more I do that, the more comfortable I'm going to be. My anxiety levels just being a fluffy animal out in public are 0. But the first time I hopped up on stage or in front of people dressed in my fox suit with my guitar in front of a microphone, oh my God, I thought I was going to die. My whole body was shaking. I was just totally wrecked. But now I can play in front of other people out of costume and not feel any anxiety at all. And that is due to repetition, due to just doing this again and again and again in front of good, supportive people. If I was doing that in front of negative, unsupportive people and focusing on all of the negatives at play here, I would not be at the level of confidence and stress less, no anxiety being that I am now when I'm on stage, let alone when I'm running around as a fox. I hope this video has answered a few questions and is able to help with suiting up in public. Again, it's not normal. So naturally, it's normal to feel a bit scared, a bit anxious. Whether we like it or not is a guarantee. But the more that we do it and the more we celebrate the wins, the better off we'll be. Again, hope that helps. And if you have any other questions or comments, then please do get in touch, and I'd be happy to clarify a few more things in a future video. Anyway, thank you. Be good. See you.